ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान्नस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणम् श्रीचन्द्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
गोविन्दं
परमानन्दं
सद्गुरुं
सद्गुरुं
प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
जन्तूनां नरजन्मदुर्लभमतः पुंस्त्वं ततो विप्रता
जन्तूनां नरजन्मदुर्लभमतः पुंस्त्वं ततो विप्रताः।
अस्माद्वैदिकधर्ममार्गपरता विद्वद्वमस्मात् परम्
तस्माद्
वैदिकधर्मार्गपरतां
तस्मात्
तस्मात्
परम्
परम्
आत्मानात्मविवेचनं स्वनुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः
आत्मनात्मविवेचनं
आत्मनात्मविवेचनं
स्वनुभवो
स्वनुभवो
ब्रह्मात्मना
ब्रह्मात्मना
संस्थितिः
संस्थितिः
मुक्तेर्नो शतजन्मकोटिसुकृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते
मुक्तिर्नो
शतजन्मकोटिसुकृतैः
शतजन्मकोटिसुकृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते
पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते
लभ्यते
दुर्लभं त्रयमेवैतद्देवानुग्रहयेतुकम्
दुर्लभं
दुर्लभं
त्रयमेवैतद्देवानुग्रहेतुकम्
त्रयमेवैतद्देवानुग्रहेतुकम्
मनुष्यत्वं मुमुक्षुत्वं महापुरुषसंशयः
मनुष्यत्वं
मनुष्यत्वं
मुमुक्षुत्वं
महापुरुषसंशयः
लब्ध्वा कथञ्चित् नरजन्म दुर्लभम्
लब्ध्वा
लब्ध्वा
कथञ्चित्
कथञ्चित्
नरजन्मदुर्लभम्
नरजन्मदुर्लभम्
तत्रापि पुंस्त्वं श्रुतिपारदर्शनम्
तत्रापि
तत्रापि
पुंस्त्वं
पुंस्त्वं
पारदर्शनम्
श्रुतिपारदर्शनम्
यस्वात्ममुक्त्यै न यतेतमूढधीः
यस्वात्ममुक्त्यै
यस्वात्ममुक्त्यै
न
न
यते
यतेतमूढधीः
तन्मूढधीः
स आत्मः स्वं विनिहन्त्यसद्ग्रहात्
आत्मः
सात्मः
स्वं
विनिहन्त्य
विनिहन्त्यसद्ग्रहात्
सद्ग्रहत्
इतःकोऽन्वस्ति यस्तु स्वार्थे प्रमाद्यति
इतः
इतस्तोऽन्वस्ति मूढात्मा
यस्मात्
यस्मायते प्रमाद्यते
प्रमाद्यति
दुर्लभं मानुषं देहं प्राप्य तत्रापि पौरुषम्
दुर्लभं मानुषं
दुर्लभं
देहं प्राप्य
देहं
तत्रापि
प्राप्य तत्रापि पौरुषम्
पठन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान्
पठन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु
यजन्तु
देवान्
देवान्
कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः
कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु
कर्माणि भजन्तु
देवताः
देवताः
आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः
आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना
बोधेन विना
विमुक्तिः
विमुक्तिः
न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि
न
न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि
शतान्तरेभिः
अमृतत्वस्य नाशास्ति वित्तेनेत्येव हि श्रुतिः
अमृतत्वस्य
अमृतत्वस्य
नाशास्ति
नाशास्ति
विद्येत्येव
विद्येत्येव
हि
हि
श्रुतिः
ब्रवीति कर्मणो मुक्तेः हेतुत्वं स्फुटं यतः
ब्रवीति कर्मणो मुक्तेरहेतुत्वं
स्फुटं यतः
Up to that, we have seen the meaning of the shlokas. We are seeing the commentary, Vyakhyanam of the shlokas by Chandrasekhar Bharati Tirtha Swami. That also we have seen. That is only just a small paragraph that we have seen. We are not commented in detail, but his Guru had commented, which we are seeing. That also we have seen for the shloka number 3 and 4. Third shloka, that is starting from the first shloka up to the fifth shloka. Manushya Janna Ashamsa. Then from sixth shloka onwards, Atma Jnanam is highlighted. Atma Jnanam is the means. Jnanena eva mokshaha. Jnanam eva moksha sadhanam. Ekasadhanam. Jnanartham ekasadhanam. Moksha ekasadhanam. Tattu jnanam eva. Jnanat eva kaivalyam. Jnanam eva kaivalyam. So that is the sadhanam is talked about from the shloka number 6 up to the 13th shloka. Now, here, loke trini durlabhani tatu ishvara anugrahat eva labhyante tani manusyatvam mumukshutvam महापुरुष संपर्कः इति तृतीय श्लोके आचार्यः उक्तवान् नरजन्म कथंचित् लब्ध्वा यद्यपि नरजन्मं प्राप्य तथापि पुंस्त्वं श्रुतिपारदर्शनमपि प्राप्य तथापि यः नरः मुक्त्यै संसारात् मुक्त्यै जन्म मरण संसार चक्रात् विमुक्त्यर्थं यः नरः न यतेत सः मूढधीः सः मूढः एव सः आत्मानं स्व आत्मानं हन्ति अनात्मा ग्रहात् आत्मानं हन्ति अतः इतः कोऽन्वस्ति मूढात्मा who can be a fool than this person who is negligent with regard to the purushartha, moksha purushartha, swarte pramadyati yaha tebhyah tasmat kaha मूढ़ः अस्ति लोके न दुर्लभं मानुषं देहं प्राप्य तत्रापि पौरुषं यः मोक्षार्थं न यतेत सः मूढात्मा स्वार्थे यः प्रमाद्यति सः मूढात्मा. Who else can there be a मूढात्मा other than this person? That is the shloka number 5. Now we will see the commentary to this. Meaning of the shloka is no, therefore commentary can be easily understood. And this commentary is so beautiful. The words, the commentary is like reading our own mother tongue. If you know Sanskritam, you will enjoy. Itakonvasti moodatma yastu swarte pramadyati durlabham manusham deham prapyat tatrapi paurusham. Manusham deham prapyat tatrapi paurusham. Pramadyati kriyapadam prapya another. Not a kriyapadam, abhiya, but has got a verb. Durlabham manusham deham prapya. Idam deh manusham deham deha praptihi. Okay, durlabham. Tad prapya. Not only that, tatrapi paurusham. Pumstvam. What is pumstvam? We have translated pumstvam as the capacity to think properly. That itself is a great blessing. That's what pumstvam we give the meaning, even though traditionally pumstvam referring to purusha only. Paurusham. Endowed with buddhi. The buddhi should be able to think properly, should be able to choose the purushartha properly. Vivasayatmika buddhi, purushartha nishtaya. All these things are blessings of the Lord. Tatrapi paurusham. Paurusham is also durlabham eva. Tatrapi paurusham, tatra paurusham api prapya. Having gained paurusham also. What about the other steps which are told in the second shloka? They are also understood actually. The second shloka, there are many steps, many sopanas are given. All the sopanas are not given here. The third shloka, only 3 are given. Manushyatvam, Mokshayatvam, Mahapurusha Samshaya. Same The sopana, the steps which are given, many steps in the second shloka, condensed into three. Here he is condensing into only two, Deha and Paurusha. Prapya. Yaha swarte na yatate, swarte pramadyati. Pramadyati is negligent. It doesn't work for na yateta. Saha modatma, who can be a fool than this person, worshipful than this person. Now commentary, Vyakyanam. Mokshartam pravruttau dhardya sampadanaya parama dayaluhu Bhagavan Acharyaha Anukroshena Uktam Eva Artham Prakantarena Aha Itaha Iti. Already talked about in the previous shloka. Again, Bhashikara says, we'll keep repeating. The tradition, the Acharya teacher keeps repeating because one time if he tells, doesn't yet enter our head, maybe the teaching we may miss. Therefore, he keeps repeatedly telling the same thing. It is not a dosha. Punaruktihi, repetition is not a dosha. In Vedanta also it is not a dosha. In Sanskritam class, of course, it is not a dosha at all. Then only it enters our head. Repeated telling, teaching. In the case of Vyavahara, of course, it's a dosha. People may tell, look, you are repeating the same thing. Why do you repeat the same thing? But here it is not. Because we have forgetfulness. We forget easily what we hear. So in order to make us constantly remember what we have learned, what we had heard, that is again made heard by the Sampradaya, by the teachers in Sampradaya, a repetition. Therefore, it is not a dosha. So the Prakarantarena aha is and by another Prakara, another method, another way, another manner. Again, the Acharya says, Uktameva Artham. What is Uktam? The same thing. What is told, what is taught, Punaha Ekavaram Prakarantarena Aha Acharyaha Bhagavan Acharyaha Acharya is Bhagavan Shankaracharyaha Shivavataraha is therefore Bhagavan Acharyaha Shankara Bhagavat Padaha Anukroshena. Anukrosha is with Anukrosha Daya, compassion. Anukroshaha. Then Anukroshena with compassion. Parama Dayaluhu is Dayalu. Daya plus aluch pratyaya. It's a kridanta aluch. Pratyaya is krit pratyaya. Therefore, Dayalu is a kridanta. Dayalu. Parama Dayalu, extremely compassionate. Compassion. Bhagavan Acharya. What is taught? That again, he teaches in a different manner. For what? Mokshartam pravritta. For whom? For why? For what purpose? Mokshartam pravrittau dhardya sampadhanaya. Dhardya sampadhanam. Dhardya is dridasya bhavaha dhardyam. Drida is steady. Dhardyam steadfastness. Commitment. Holding on to the means to reach the end. That tenacity, that commitment. Not giving up the effort. So therefore, dhardya sampadhanaya, in order to gain dhardyam, steadfastness, for what? Mokshartam pravrittau. Pravritti in gaining the moksha purushartha. So pravritti in gaining mokshartam pravrittau. Pravritti is action. What do we want? We want moksha. So mokshe pravrittihi asti asmakam. And for the moksha pravritti, in order to have steadfastness, Acharya, again with compassion. Again, he tells the same thing in a different manner. Itakkhonvasti. Itaha. Itaha is aviyat. Itaha is a tadita word, in fact. Itaha is tadita. It is derived from the word idam. Kaha we know. Kaha. Vasti. No plus asti. No is a particle. Itakkhonvasti. Itaha is derived from idam shabda. Panchami arthe. Itaha tasmat. Asmat. Itakkhonvasti mudatma. Mudatma is a compound. Muda plus Atma, the compounds Samhita, Nitya. Sandhi is a must. Therefore, Savanadinka Sandhi, Muda Atma. What is Mudaha? Mudaha Vivekachudamani. Absence of Viveka is Mudaha. It is Mudaha, natu Murkaha. Murkaha is different, Mudaha is different. Murkaha is stupidity. Stupid. Murkatvam, stupidity. Murkaha, stupid. Mudaha, a person may be intelligent. He may be worldly wise, intelligent worldly wise. But with regard to the spiritual things, he is mudaha, deluded. An intelligent, maybe a fool or intelligent, delusion can be there. But mudaha is different. Mudaha is absence of viveka. Atma, anatma, viveka, shunyaha. One who is not able to distinctly understand what is atma and what is anatma. What is atma? Avastatraya sakshi, panchakoshat atiriktaha, यह वर्तते शरीरत्रयात् अतिरिक्तः सच्चिदानन्दस्वरूपः सन् यः तिष्ठति स आत्मा ततो बदा what is atma is given atma is that is you is not with the body mind sense complex. Body mind sense complex also you, but you are not this body mind sense complex alone. Otherwise you will be carrying your body mind sense complex everywhere, but we don't carry our body to the sushupti avastha. When we go to deep sleep, we are just woken up from deep sleep. So in the deep sleep, where is the body? Where is the mind? Where are the sense organs? Because we did not have the experience of any of them, therefore we were enjoying deep sleep. We were with ourselves. So that on waking up again, there is Abhimana with the Shayamana Sanghata. Our Prarabdha is waiting. Today's Prarabdha, whatever it is, Karma is waiting for us. Therefore, we engage in action. So the one who is able to distinctly understand that Atma and Anatma, Atma is Atma, Anatma is Anatma, that person is a Viveki. Absence of that Viveka is Mudaha, I think. Therefore, Muda Atma is Mudaha, Vivekashunyaha. Atma, the word is what is this Atma? It's important to note Atma, the word occurs in so many different meanings. Atma sometimes can mean this body, mind, sense complex. That is also Atma. Body, mind, sense complex is Anatma. But the word can refer to, in the context, can refer to the Sharirabhara Sanghata also. Or sometimes Atma can mean Antakaranam, mind, buddhi. Sometimes Atma can be reflexive pronoun, oneself. That is also. So not everywhere Atma is Sachidananda Atma. Here Atma is, Muda Atma is Atma Antakaranam Yasya. It's a compound, Muda Atma. Mudaha Atma is equal to Antakaranam. Antakaranam, Karanam which is Antaha. Antaha Karanam, Antakaranam. Karanam which is inside. Antarindriya. What is that Antarindriya? Mind. That is antakaranam. Bhagyakarnani, indriyani. Sense organs. So antakaranam atma, yasya saha, the one who has antakaranam, which is mudaha, which is deluded, is called mudatma. It is Bhagavarihi Samasa. So mudatma tata uchyate. Who can be a mudatma than this person? Kaha kosti, kaha asti. Who can be? Who is that? Who is that? Is it asking question? No. The question doesn't need to be answered. It is not a question, first of all. It is aksheparte prashnaha. Kim shabdaha nishedhartaka. Nishedhartaka. Kim shabda is, here it is negation. Who can be? So it is not expecting an answer. It is nishedhartaka prashnaha. It's a rhetorical question, negating. Ittam cha kopi na asti ityartaha. Like this, there can be nobody, Muratma. Nobody can be the first. Nobody can be the fool. Like can be the Mudaha with a conversation than this person who doesn't work for moksha. That is itamcha kopi na asti loke. Kasmat iti akamshayam aha yaha tu iti. Who is that person if you ask? Kasmat, why you say? Why you say this person, nobody can be a fool better than this person? Why do you say kasmat iti akamshaya? When this akanksha, when that expectation, when that akanksha is there, then for that yastu iti yaha purushaha durlabham uttamam manusham janma narajanma iti etat. Yaha, it is there in the Shloka. Yaha is referring to this Yaha Purushaha. Durlabham, Uttamam. Durlabham is, which is Uttamam, which is rare. This Manusham Janma, this Narajanma, Yaha Narajanma, Tatrapi, there also, further, Paurusham. Paurusham is Pumbhavam. Status of being a manliness. Paurusham Prapya Labdva. Yaha Paurusham Manusham Janma Narajanma Paurusham Prapya Swarte Swasya Arte Swasya Atmanaha Arte. Here Atmanaha is reflexive pronoun. Not for the sake of Satchidananda Atma. Atmanaha is Swasya Swarte is Swasya Artaha Swartaha Tasmin Swarte. Tashtitat Purusha Samasa. Swasya is equal to Atmanaha for oneself, reflexive pronoun. Swasya is equal to Atmanaha, Atmana Arte, Atmanaha Arte Prayojane for the benefit of oneself. Yaha Pramadhyati. Swarte na Pramadhyati. Na is there. Don't forget na. Pramadhyati. Not Swarte Pramadhyati. Swarte Yaha Pramadhyati. Swarte Pramadhyati. Swarte Pramadhyati. Swarte na yateta. Swarte Pramadhyati. Pramadhyati is Ajaru Kaha Bhavati. Na is not here. Swarte Yaha Pramadhyati. The one who is negligent. Pramadhyati is equal to Ajagaru Kaha. Jagaru Kaha is carefulness. Ajaru Kaha is careless. So Pramada. This Pramada is different from Tamil Pramada. Pramada is negligence. Doesn't care for it. It doesn't bother. doesn't, is not careless. He's not careful. He's careless. Ajarukaha is not alert. So yaha pramadyati ajarukaha bhavati. Tasmat. Tasmat iti aga. Why you say therefore? Why you say nobody can be a fool than this person? This is the reason. Tasmat, because he doesn't work for moksha, swarte pramadyati, vimukti na yateta, therefore, saha mudatma. Swarte pramadyati, vimukti na yateta, therefore, saha mudatma eva iti, tasmad iti artaha. Then the next shloka that also we have seen from here onwards, Atma Sadhanam, Moksha Sadhanam, for which Moksha Sadhanam is Moksharte Sadhanam. What is the Sadhanam? Jnanam. The Jnanam is highlighted. Atma Jnanam, the knowledge of Atma alone can give, or knowledge of Atma alone is Moksha. Jnanam eva Moksha we say. Jnanadeva Kaivalyam, Jnanam eva Kaivalyam. We say further, Jnanam eva Kaivalyam. Moksha, freedom, is gained only through knowledge. There is no other way of gaining moksha. We repeatedly say, because there are confusions with regard to the moksha. There are confusions with regard to the different paths, different yoga leading to moksha. Because there are such teachings prevalent in the spiritual world. Therefore, we have to emphasize only by jnanam moksha is possible. And we have all the support, all the pramanam to say that. Shastram says. And also logically also we will prove it. Karma cannot give moksha. Why karma cannot give moksha? Karma, whether it is kaika or vachika or manasa karma. It is karma, it is all done. With the limited means, karma is done. Therefore, karma also has to be limited. Moksha, is it limited? Moksha is not limited. Moksha is purnaha. It is complete, it is total. So the karma which is finite, by finite things you can earn only finite. You can gain only finite things. You cannot gain infinite. Moksha is infinite. Purnam. Because it is Purnam, because it is infinite, it is logical even to understand, to accept. That cannot be earned. That cannot be gained. It has to be you. Because it is Purnam cannot be gained by effort. Purnam has to be you. If Purnam has to be gained, suppose Purnam is to be gained. That has got a logical fallacy. Purnam is the total, completeness. How completeness can be gained? Because it is complete. When I say complete, it includes you also. So how can it be gained? It cannot be gained. It means that Purnatvam, that is moksha, is already Siddha Vishaya. It is already an accomplished fact. It is already achieved one. If it is achieved, then why should I work for moksha? Because I do not know. What? I do not know that aham muktaha, I am free. That I do not know. I consider myself to be bound. Therefore, I suffer in this samsara. Samsara generally characterized in Shastra as this cycle of birth and death, janma marana, so bhavasagara iti. Because of ajnana, I continuously go around this cycle of janma and marana, and also in vyavahara, we suffer because I do not know. I do not know is that is ajnanam. Because of the mistake, because of the error. The error is mixing up Atma and Anatma. Satyandrate mituni kritya. Satyandrate mituni kritya. In the Adhyasa Bhashya, the Brahma Sutra, Acharya beautifully says, Satyam Brahma Satyam. Tadanyata Sarvam Nitya. Other than that, everything is Andratam. But what I do, I mix up this two. Satyandrate mituni kritya. Aham, this Atma, is married to this Sharimana Sangata. Therefore, the Sharimana Sangata also enjoys the status of being an Atma. Therefore, I take the Sharimana Sangata is Atma. Aham Atma and this Anatma both are married. Where in my mind, I mix up these two and do my Vyavahara. Naisarikikaha, I am Vyavaharaha. Dharma Sutra in Adhyasa Bhashya, beautifully Acharya says the basic mistake what we commit is this Satyanrata Mituni. The mixing up of this Atma and Anatma. Therefore, how we may ask, how Atma and Anatma can be mixed up? It cannot be mixed up. That which cannot be mixed up is mixed up. Agatita Gatana Patiyasi Maya. That is the work of Maya. That is the work of our Ajnanam. It is all Ajnana Karya. Ajnanam is there, therefore, the result of Ajnana is this samsara. The samsara has to go, then this Ajnanam has to go. For Ajnanam to go, what should we do? Ajnanam, ignorance, any ignorance for that matter, not only spiritual ignorance. Any ignorance will go only when knowledge is gained. Any ignorance will go only by knowledge. Ignorance cannot go by karma. Ignorance cannot be removed by any other means. Any ignorance. For example, the, the knowledge. The knowledge 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. How do we know? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. By meditation, you cannot get 2 in your meditation. You will not get suddenly this. Bhagavan will come and tell in the meditation 1 plus is equal to no revelation. It cannot possible. You do 100 times the push-ups, then also the knowledge 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 will not come. That knowledge, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 is a knowledge. There is no other way of gaining it by the appropriate means. Similarly, with same thing with regard to here also. When Ajnanam is the Karanam, the knowledge is a means. That knowledge how can be gained? Can it be gained by pranayama? Can it be gained by studying all the shastrams of the world? There are so many shastrams, 4 Vedas, 6 Angas, and Vedas, Shad Angani, Upa Angani. There are Puranas, Itihasas, Ashtadasha Puranani, Itihasa, and so many other auxiliary scriptures are there. By studying all that, we gain? No. By doing puja to all the devatas, 33 crores of devatas are there, you do puja, upasana. And by karma yoga, keep doing karma from sunrise to sunset. Then also jnanam, then also moksha is not gained. Why? Because the primary means is knowledge. Without knowledge, moksha is not possible. Because the problem is ajnanam. The ajnanam will go only by knowledge, and knowledge only by since knowledge is the only means. And if you adopt any other thing, any other means, any means other than for gaining knowledge, that cannot be By that we cannot gain moksha. Therefore, all the other sadhanas or means other than for gaining knowledge are dismissed, mercilessly dismissed by Bhashyakara, Shankaracharya here. It doesn't mean, please note, it doesn't mean other sadhanas are not important. Karma yoga is important. Upasana is important. Puja, etc. Dhyanam, all those are important. Knowledge of the other shastrams are also important. All these have got a role place, but these alone cannot give. These are all secondary causes. Parampara karanam. These are all parampara karanam of the secondary causes. They are helpful, secondary aids. But primary reason, primary cause, primary sadhanam, it is only knowledge. The knowledge of the vakyam of the Shastra, Mahavakyam. Tat Tvam Asi, whether it is Tat Tvam Asi or Aham Brahma Asmi or any other Mahavakyam. There are so many Mahavakyams or other. The famous Mahavakyams from each Veda is taken. And Tat Tvam Asi is a famous Mahavakya which is there in the Chandogya Upanishad. Acharya here in the commentary quotes that Tat Tvam Asi, Tat Tvam Asi. So that Mahavakya where the Jivatma and Paramatma are equated by the knowledge of the oneness of Jivatma and Paramatma. By that knowledge alone, moksha is gained. By that knowledge, the individuality is dissolved in the total. The knowledge, the wrong knowledge that I am so and so, that individuality, the sense of individuality, that is dissolved in the knowledge of the total. That is why we have three words in the Mahavakya. The Vakya is a small Vakya. It is Lagu Vakya, but we say Mahavakya because it reveals the identity, the oneness. That's why it's called Mahavakya. Tat referring to Paramatma, the total. Tat Tvam referring to Jivatma. Then Asi, that is you. You are that. So you referring to what? You referring to, generally when we say you means, it includes everything. And you and this Sharivara Sangata is you. That is you plus this Upadhi, this body, mind, sense complex, Upadhi. So Mani Tattva, when we say that plus Ishvara's Upadhi, Ishvara also has got Upadhi. He also has got body, mind, sense complex. What is that? That is this Jagat. As we have this small body, mind, sense complex as our Upadhi, with which we have Abhimana, identification, and we say I, that is I. And Ishvara also has got I. Ishvara also has got Upadhi, which is this Jagat. Jagatan means not only this world, it is entire universe, everything. Over which Ishvara has got Abhimana as I. That I is bigger I. Some different I it is. Now we are not equating two things, these two things which has got totally which are different. Because Upadhi is, our Upadhi is very small and Ishvara Upadhi is entire Jagat. How can we equate it? But still we equate. Which Upadhi is Anatma, it is Mithya. It has to be dropped. Dropping that, what is that left out in the both, the Tat as well as in Tvam. Tat referring to that, Tvam referring to you, in that, in both, what is left out? The I alone is left out. The I which is not changing. The I, that is Atma Chaitanyam, consciousness. That is the truth. The knowledge of that I, which is nothing but Chaitanyam, consciousness, is the consciousness of Ishvara also. Therefore, I am that. That knowledge alone can give moksha. And the knowledge has to be doubt free, to be free from doubts. And the knowledge has to be drida, very strong, no samshaya. And waking up that knowledge is there. While working in the Vyavahara, that knowledge is there. Whatever may be happened in the Vyavahara, that we don't slip from that knowledge. That is why Nishta we talk about. We may get that knowledge academically by studying Shastra, but it is of no use. That knowledge has to be you. That Nishta in that knowledge, that absorption in the knowledge, that comes by repeated Vidibhyasanam and leading an alert life. Therefore, it is not by getting this piece of information from Shastra, immediately we will have this knowledge and then become free. It's not like that. If you are prepared, if you are an Adhigari, that is going to be talked about. Who is an Adhigari? All those are basic topics of Vedanta. They're going to be talked about. If you are an Uttam Adhigari, if you are an excellent candidate for Shastra, pursuing Shastram, the moment you hear the Mahavakya taught by the teacher, you get moksha, you become free. Because you understand, if there is drop, vidyate hridaya grantihi, chidyante sarvasamkshayaha, kshiyante chasi karmani, tasmin drishte paravare. When you see the fact, you become free. Just seeing. Seeing is understanding. For that only Adhikaritam is important. And because we have Adhikara Vedas, either we are Manda Adhikari or Adham Adhikari. That is why in spite of hearing the Upadesha, Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesha repeatedly, that knowledge, the steadiness in that knowledge doesn't happen. Because it doesn't happen, that we should give up. We continuously pursue Shastra because that is the only way. There is no other way of gaining this knowledge, gaining Nishta in that Jnanam. That is why we say after Shravanam, after hearing, then after Mananam, Vididhyasanam is very important. Vididhyasanam for Adhigaris like us, Manda Adhigari, Madhyama Adhigari, Vididhyasanam, contemplating on the teaching of the Shastram all the time, 24/7, alert to the teaching. All the time the teaching is there, fresh in the mind. No point of time in my Vyavahara, I take myself to be this Sharira Manasangata and act opposite to what the teaching of the Shastra. Even when provoked by circumstances of our people, I don't slip from this knowledge. That much awareness, that much vigilance is required. That is what finally constitutes moksha. So now, therefore, it is very clear that only by knowledge moksha is possible. Not by nama sankirtanam, kirtanam, bhajan, etc. Bhakti is also karma. All this nama sankirtan we are not dismissing. All these are important for cultivating or for purifying our antakaranam. Antakarana shuddhyartham, everything is important. We don't dismiss the secondary karanam, arat upakara karanam. We don't dismiss. But sakshat karanam is jnanam. So therefore we have two things. Sakshat karanam, parampara karanam, arat upakarakam. Sakshat karanam is moksha. With regard to that, do not have any doubts at all. That Shraddha, that clear understanding, that is important. All the other sadhanas, they do have a role to play. Now here, the Acharya, for this shloka, is you study Shastra, you do upasana of all the devas, pujas, do karma, all the karma, including charitable karma, building hospitals, schools, all charitable karma works you do. You get punyam. You get punyam and you can encash the punyam in Swargaloka and you go to Swargaloka, Kshine punyam, Matyalokam Mishanti. You have to come back when all the punyams are exhausted. Punyam is what only you get. That punyam, what you earn by the grace of the Lord, if you get Jiva Mumukshutvam Mahapurushamshaya, then the whole game is different. That is to help you to gain moksha, to get free from samsara. Otherwise, if you are Ramada, Then you go to Swargaloka, enjoy the punya, and then come back again as whatever janma depends on your prarabdha karma. Again you take, depends on your sanchita karma. Again you take another janma, continue your life. Therefore, the cycle will continue. You will never escape from the cycle of this janma and the chakra. Punyam is important, and Ishwar Anugraha alone in the form of this punyam, that punyam should bring us teacher, should help us. The punyam should cultivate in us, help us to cultivate the tivra mumukshutvam, the adhigaritvam. Then one that punyam is also punyam useful for us. Now here, having said all this, Atmaika Bodhena, Atma Aikya, Aikya Atma, that is Jivatma Paramatma Aikya Bodhena Jnanena Eva Mokshaha. Without that, Vimuktihi na siddhyati. Moksha is not possible. Now let us read the commentary. Aradupakarakanam Sakshat Karanatvam Nirasishyan Atmaika Bodhasya Sakshat Hetutve. Sakshat Hetutve, we can connect. Recently we saw the Sandhi in our class. Akara preceded by Jai become fourth letter of that J letter. Sakshat Hetutve. Sakshat Hetutve. Yatireka Sahacharam Aha Vadantu Shastrani Kiti. Arat Upakaraka means Karaka is sadhana. Aids. Arat Upakaraka is they are remotely helpful. They are not immediate cause for moksha. Arat Upakaraka. Sakshat Karanam is that which is the immediate cause, direct cause. So direct cause, indirect cause. The Niraseshan Arat Upakaranam Sakshat Karanatvam. Attributing the Sakshat, direct cause to the indirect cause, that Acharya dismisses. Because there are people who say Karmana Mokshaha iti. By doing karma whole life, keep on doing, you will get moksha. How will you get moksha? By just doing karma, whole life you do, you get moksha. How will you get moksha? You will not get moksha. You keep doing karma alone. What you will get? Karma palam alone you will get. Point is, karma yaga you do, by that you gain antakarna shuddhi. Your antakarna, the mind gets purified, you relatively become free from raga dvesha, all the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, the matsarya, the shatripu, all these are slowly removed from the antakarnam. The antakarnam becomes relatively pure and it is ready for receiving the knowledge of the shastram from the teacher. Then shravanam, then mananam, nididhyasanam, all the process are there. Without that, without telling that, only by karma you gain moksha. It's not acceptable, it is not possible. That is why here, mercilessly, Acharya dismisses all the other sadhana. When you attribute other sadhanas as the direct cause for moksha, that Acharya dismisses. Other sadhanas are important, but they cannot be the direct cause for moksha. That's why he says, Aradupakarakanam, those which are secondary aid. Secondary means you attribute that to them with direct cause. That Nirasishyan dismissing Atmaika Bodhasya Sakshat Etutve. The status of being the cause, direct cause for moksha is Atmaika Bodhaha. Jivatma Paramatma Aikya Bodhasya, that Bodhasya Sakshat Etutve. When Atmaika Bodha as the cause of that, as status of being the direct cause for moksha, Vitireka Sahachara Paha. So dismissing other is Vitireka. Others are not the cause for moksha, others are dismissed. That is what Vitireka. Vitirekena Sagacharam Acharyaha Agha Vadantu Shastrana Iti. Why other things Acharya said? Acharya dismisses other things, they are not immediate causes. That's what Vitireka. So Jnanam asti, mokshaha asti. Jnanam nasti, mokshaha nasti. Simple. This is Anvaya. Karma asti, Jnanam asti, you cannot say karma asti, jnanam nasti. Karma nasti, jnanam nasti. Therefore, karma cannot be the cause for moksha. When jnanam is there, moksha is there. When jnanam is not there, moksha is not there. Therefore, jnana must be the cause for moksha. This is called Anvaya Vitireka method. Acharya later applies, uses this method to establish certain things we will see. In Panchadashi recently we saw. Suppose if you want to find karma as the sadhana for moksha, karma asti, karma is there, moksha, moksha nasti. Karma is not there, then also moksha is not. Moksha asti. Karma is karma nasti, moksha asti. Oh, by jnanam. Therefore, karma cannot be the cause for moksha. Like that, each one is negated. Karma is negated, then puja, upasana is negated. Everything falls under karma only. When we say karma, whether it is upasana or bhakti, whatever it is, all the things are karma only, action only. Therefore, negated. Vadantu, lotlakara. Vadantu shastra. Vadantu is you say, you speak, but not vadantu, patantu. There are patabeda also is there. Patantu shastrani in some books. But here vadantu, patantu. May you read. May you all read. Bhagavachanam. What? Shastrani. You read the Shastra. Rig Vedadi. Rig Vedadini. Rig Veda, etc. Rig Veda, four Vedas, Sangha, Upaveda, all, everything you read. But Rig Veda, how you say Rig Veda? In Rig Veda only, Vedam only we have Upanishad. Here we have to say, excluding the Upanishads. That is Jnana Kandam of the Veda, all the four Vedas and Angas, etc. Because except Jnana Kandam, Karma Kanda of the Vedas. Because Jnana Kandam is for moksha. So Rig Veda, other than Jnana Kanda of the Vedas, all the other texts also, Vedangani, etc. you read. Yajantu, worship, Khan, whom? Devan, Indradin, Indra, etc. All the Deva, Indra, Varuna, Mitra, all the Devatas you worship. Kurvantu, you all do what? Kani. Kani is what? Karmani. You do karma. What karma? Agnihotra, Adini, Karmani, Agnihotra, all the other karma, satellite rituals, all the karma you do. Bhajantu, they do bhaja, sevaya. You please, you do bhajantu, bhajan. Bhajantu also upasana of what? Bhajantu. Kaha, Shiva, Vishnu Adyaha, Vishnu Shiva, all the other devatas you do bhajanam. Bhajanam namas, tavanam, pujanam, namaskara. That is called bhajanam is. Acharya himself says, what is bhajanam? Because Yajantu already said, what is bhajantu? Praising, that is stotram, patanam, pujanam, worshipping, namaskara, doing namaskara, that is called bhajanam. Evamapi, keep doing like this. Evamapi, Brahma Shatantare api, Brahmanam Shatam, Brahma Shatam. Shatam is 100. Even in 100 years, that lifespan of Brahmaji. Brahmaji 100 years is different. One day of Brahmaji is 2000 Chaturyuga. One day of Brahmaji, 2000 Chaturyuga. One Chaturyuga itself is 43,20,000 years. So like that, 2000 Chaturyuga is one full day of Brahmaji. Brahma like that, Brahmaji lives for, so that is 1 month is 30 days, 12 months makes 1 year, like that he lives for 100 years. If you keep doing like this for even 100 years, the lifespan of Brahmaji, Tasya Antare Atikrame, 100 years or even more than that, you will not gain moksha. What a word, what a very, how he says, even in 100 lifespan of Brahmaji or even more than that, you will not gain moksha. When jnanam is not there. Brahma shatantarepi. Brahmanam shatam Brahma shatam. Atava Brahmanam shatani Brahma shatani tesha mantare vyatyayepi api iti ataha. Even within the 100 years of lifespan of Brahmaji or even more than that, you keep doing it, you will not gain moksha. Patanto shastrani yajanto devan kurvanto karmani, but moksha na siddhyati Brahma shatantarepi. Atra Brahmanah Ayu Parimanam Asmakam Dvisahasra Yugatmakaha Kalaha Yatra Ekaha Divasaha Tadrishanam Varshanam Shatatmakaha Samayaha Iti Prasiddham Puran Nadishu. This already I explained before. Brahmanaha, that life measured. The Parimanam is measured. Its longevity, its lifespan is measured. How it is measured? That is, Dvisahasra Yugatmakaha Kalaha, that which is 2000 years of Brahmaji is 2000 Chaturyuga. Dvisahasra Yugatmakaha Kalaha is 1 day, Ekaha Divasaha, 1 day of Brahmaji. Tadrishanam Varshanam, like that Brahmaji lives for 100 years. It is Samayaha, the time, the span, it is Prasiddham Puranadishu. In Purana, it is explained. Also in Gita, it is said. In Gita, 8th chapter. Dinam, Dinavanam Aga, Gitaya. Gita, it is said, where it 8th chapter, Sagasra Yuga Paragyantam, Akaryat Brahmano Viduhu, Ratrim Yuga Sagasranta, Teho Ratra Vidho Janaha. Yuga Sahasra is 1000 Chaturyuga. 1000 Chaturyuga is daytime of Brahmaji. Another 1000 Chaturyuga is night time of Brahmaji. So therefore, 1 full day is 2000 Chaturyuga. The Gita itself, we have the reference. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Te Ahorato Vidojanaha. That will be night time for Brahmaji. The Gita 8th chapter, that is a quote Acharya gives here. Therefore, Atmaika Bodhena Vina, without the Bodha, knowledge of Atmaika, Jiva Brahmaika, Jnanam, that is Tattvamasi Ityadi, Mahavakya Janya, Akandakara Vrittim Antarena is without, Vina. Without the Akandakara Vritti, the Vritti which is Akandakara, Aham Brahma Asmi, that is also a Vritti, a thought, but that thought is Akanda Akara. Gata Akara, there is a thought of a pot in your mind. You see a pot, and there is a pot vritti, pot cognition. That is limited or unlimited. It is limited. That pot, you see the pot vritti. What about Atma? Atma is you. It is limited. No. That Atma Aham Brahma Asmi. That vritti, that thought, the vritti is Akanda Akara. Akara, the form which is Akanda, therefore formless. The vritti doesn't have a particular form like other vrittis. Katakara, Patakara, Matakara. This Akara, the form is Akanda. Akanda is Kandhana Vidyate. No division, divisionless. The individuality, it is this God, Akandakara vritti. That Akandakara vritti is born from the Mahavakya Tattvam Tattvam Asi Ityadi. Ityadi means there is not only one Vakya, there are so many Vakyas are there. There are so many Vakyas, that is the form of sometimes a big mantra, big shloka also. The teaching is given. Mahavakya means the teaching which is the teaching that oneness of Jivatma, Paratma, Paramatma presented through a mantra or through a shloka or just through a simple sentence. That Vakya is Mahavakya. So Tattvam Asi is a sentence, has got only 3 words, but it is Mahavakya because it presents the oneness of Jiva, Jivatma and Paramatma. So that Vakya Janya is born of this statement of the Upanishad. Just by hearing you will not get, that has to be explained. But what teacher, the Acharya tradition, the Mahavakya is explained, and for that lot of preparation, etc. This Upanishads, the beginning, so many things are there, we have to study. Then slowly the teaching, the teacher will take you to the teaching, Tattvatvamasi. Because the students, when he approaches the Shastram, he has the Abhimana of this Jagat is there, this world is there, I am there, and Bhagavan is there. So he comes with all preconceived concepts. Therefore, the moment the student comes, you cannot dismiss all this. The teacher should not dismiss. Otherwise, if you dismiss, the student also will will dismiss the teaching, because this is what his experience or this is what his pre-orientation is. Therefore, in keeping with his orientation, the Shastran also, as though giving reality to this Jagat, slowly makes the student see the truth of this Jagat. The truth of the Jagat is Brahma Eva. That Brahma and you are not different. Therefore, slowly the Shastra takes a student to see the truth. That's a prakriya, the method involved. So finally, the teaching is Tattvamasi. It's not in the beginning itself Tattvamasi. It is said, it is understood, it is gone. That is not possible unless you are an Uttam Adhikari. Therefore, Tattvamasi, and also that Vakya Vichara is done. Elaborate Vichara, analysis of just the three words, a big analysis. In fact, Gita is nothing but expansion of the Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, these three Vakyas are expanded in the form of the entire Gita, 18 chapters, 700 shlokas. So that knowledge born of this teaching, by that alone, Vimuktihi, mukti is possible, not by any other sadhana. So Vimuktihi, what is Vimuktihi? Paramananda Abhapti Lakshanaha Mokshaha. Moksha, which is in the form of Aptihi, gaining the Ananda, happiness, which is Parama, Utkrishta, ultimate, incomparable, Nirateshaya, Ananda. That na siddhyati, without Atmaikya Bodha, na siddhyati. Without the knowledge of the oneness of Jiva and Brahma, it is not na siddhyati, not gained. Na sambhavati, not possible. Ityartaha. Okay, last only few lines left out. It will take under 10 minutes. We'll stop here. We'll continue. We'll continue in the next class. Last few lines only quoting from the Shruti and Samsmriti about this. We'll see that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸರ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸಂಜಯ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಅಜ್ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.